Thank you. So my name is Winnie, as mentioned, and I work for Awareness Against Human Trafficking, the only NGO in Kenya that deals with human trafficking. So basically what we do create awareness at the grassroots level, and we do teach children, adults, the youth, basically on what is human trafficking and how they can be able to prevent themselves from being trafficked, and eventually what they can be able to do to take action to educate other people in their communities. And so we've been able to scale it up, and we're also educating the first responders, that being the children officers, the religious leaders, local government officials, people in the education, legal, and health sectors. And so when I was here in 2015, I talked more on how we can be able to do funding, first be able to create a shelter where we can be able to host survivors of human trafficking. And I'm glad to say that we were able to open it up last year in November. And right now we have 25 children, most of them from Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and some Kenyans. And so we've been able to reintegrate 8 of them. And so this came up last year after the conference that we had. And so something that also happened this year, we were able to have the first African conference held by the religious, the men and women. And they targeted mainly migration issues, where we have smuggling and human trafficking issues being discussed. And I happen to be one of the speakers. And right now we have a committee that has been formed, able to discuss more on how the religious community can be able to involve other stakeholders. And we've actually yesterday, we also had another conference, which was held also by the religious men and women, talking more on how they can get more involved on human trafficking issues. To also Sister Eugenia in absentia, and also Senor Sorondo, the church majorly in Africa and in Kenya, they're doing something when it comes to the fight against human trafficking. And also some other update, in the first year, I would say in 2014, Patrick Gage talked about what the hospitality sector, majorly hotels, are doing when it comes to the fight against human trafficking. And we've been following up on some conversation on how we can be able to do the same in Kenya. And I'm also glad to see that we are in talks, and that might be happening early next year. And then something else also from Sienna, she was able to talk more on how you can be able to use debates to bring up discussions with other people and just create awareness. And we are bound to have 5 universities in Kenya talking about human trafficking, and also that came from the conference last year. And now to my plan on what I was meant to do when it comes to empowering young people. I'm majorly using art. So we are meant to empower them on what is human trafficking, how they can prevent themselves from being trafficked, and also get them mentors where they're able to get skills that they can be able to use when to get employment. And well, we have a 3-year funding right now that is meant to start next year. And so we'll be able to more or less work with 90 young people, 30 in each year. We were supposed to begin that in June this year, but now because of our political situation, we weren't able to do it. So we are, well, if everything goes well, we might be able to do it next year in January. So yes, coming with awesome news that everything else is working out. Maybe just one thing that I would like to leave us with is just for us to be able to know, as leaders, by us sitting as here, it won't help. We have to know that we become great, not because of the power that we have, but just because we're able to empower other people. So that's what I'll ask you to do as you go back home. Thank you very much.